Hey, have you ever wondered what 120 varieties of apples looks like? Well, this is it. And those boxes up there. Hey, my name is Mike Cornwell. I've got something extremely exciting to share with you. And I'm doing this live. I just got a copy of my new book in, Influence and Leadership. And I want to give it to you for free. Yeah, that's right, free. All you got to do is pay for shipping and handling. This book, I believe it will change your life. It's going to give you so many ahas about leadership and all these little things that you never really spend a lot of time thinking about, but they have such a profound impact in your life. I'm recording this video at my kind of at my desk here. This is my Kubota tractor that does all of our kind of town farm stuff, and I want to share this book with you. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, this is our new book. This is the not for sale, kind of private version of my book here. And what I want to share with you are some of the awesome things that are in this book. So there's 5 sections. Know the foundations of leadership. Influence yourself. Earning influence with others. Spending influence. And then becoming an effective leader. It's not in this book. I don't describe how I wrote this book. And I wanted this book to remain kind of just the pure information, the pure results of a kind of internal study. I had closed my fruit tree business in Louisiana, and it was pretty crushing. And there was something that through that process, at the end of it and closing up that business, that was kind of divinely inspired and given to me. And it said, and it told me that I needed to write a leadership book. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, but it was clear as daylight. You got to write a leadership book. I was selling fruit trees. I was doing this kind of stuff. I was doing farming, and all of a sudden, this kind of came out of the ether. And so I spent 2 years working on this book. 1 year entirely was just writing it and living life and kind of simplifying. And the second year was spent editing. I got to tell you, the editing process on this book was relentless. But I finished it, and through that process, I see the world completely differently now. I see the world as a leader does, and it wasn't my experience in the Marine Corps that gave me that. It was this book. It's one of those things that, having stepped through kind of the other side, that I don't have a victim mentality ever. And I see how many people do, and they don't know what I know. And in this book is that's there. I had to tell you the story about the creation of this book because it's not in this book. The book is just the results. Let me show you some of these key things here. The role of force and fear. Super, super important. People use this kind of all the time. So you better know what force and fear is as it relates to leadership. Just a small note. I can't help myself. I love the fact that people say that leaders don't use force or fear. I'm calling that as nonsense. They do. The difference is they might use it a little bit more intentional rather than flippant. So anyways, how is manipulation? What is its relationship to leadership? Influence yourself. This is super critical as kind of the first step in leadership. And the biggest part I want to point out here is a person's character is their most influential quality. You didn't know it. This is one of the major ahas, that your character shows up at every second of every day. And you can improve it and you can change your character. But it's your character and how you respond to things that is doing all these little influence things for you, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. That's why there's kind of a large section here dedicated just to influencing yourself. Before you can influence someone else, you have to influence yourself. This other section here, this is my favorite section. There's so much that I'm putting out and deep diving into influencing, earning influence with others. And the main thing I want to point out here is influence sort of works like money. This analogy eventually breaks down, but in general, it's pretty good. Influence is this currency. It's how you actually lead people, and in order to lead people, you have to build up a currency with them, and you do that via actions that you perform for them. Major aha. If you've ever wondered why sometimes people will do things for you and then other times they don't, it's that one. Section 5, spending influence. Carrying the load comes with a cost. When you run out of resistance, you meet resistance. When you run out of influence, you meet resistance. And the 10 ways people waste influence. I got to tell you, when I was writing this book and coming across this part, all of a sudden I realized how many mistakes I've made in my life. The number of times that I've done things thinking that I was helping people, but it was actually costing not only me, but it was costing them. Think about your experiences in life. That 10 ways that people waste their influence is critical. And this influence that you build up, if you're wasting it, you're going to constantly run in a situation here that when you run out of influence, you're going to meet resistance. It's just so true. The last section here is, ways of becoming an effective leader. This is just like the tactics and the strategies of becoming a more effective leader. I think in the future, I might remove this section from the book, maybe make it another book, just because, trimming the book down a bit. But this is this is the concrete meat. These are the things that are happening all the time around you that if you don't have a good lens to view it from, you won't know how to actually take advantage of them and be able to use these things. And or, that's the opportunistic view. Or these things bite you all the time and you don't know it. That's why I have it in the book. But I'm super pumped to get you this book. Like I said, it's a free book. All you got to do is go to influenceandleadershipbook.com, and all you got to do is put in your shipping address to you, and the shipping and handling's I think it's $7.95. So you pay for that, and I will ship a book out to you. This book has been quite the experience going through, and it's given me a perspective that I could not have imagined. That here I am, holding a cell phone in my nursery, with my tractor by me, here talking to you about things that have happened to me. The things that are in this book, they are not things that I made up. These are things that happened to me over the years, and all I've done is categorized it. I've got this, kind of last thing here. I've got this acknowledgments section. All books have acknowledgement sections, and I got some names on them. Well, the people in my acknowledgement section, they had profound impacts on me, and what I wanted to know was why. Some of them have not even done that much for me. Seemingly they're not there daily kind of poking me, but I wanted to know why. They gave me things. They earned influence big time, and they didn't spend their influence. At least they didn't spend it away, and they didn't spend it trivially. So this book, I'd love to get you a copy at influenceandleadershipbook.com. Pick up a copy, and I'd love to hear your comments, your questions, your ahas, and all that kind of stuff, and reach out to me. I'd love to hear it. All right, have a good one.